Okay, so the English lexicon lost a important cog, the word aerosolized, because and it may be too overwhelming for people to put a lot of stock into what I'm saying or want to go deep into it. Um, Basically, a large viral load, right, of the virus, right, coded, contaminated all over something, right? Somebody farted, and it condensated and dispensed down, and it's like nobody cleaned it. Okay, let's say that's a large viral load there. Okay, now how does it get in you? How does it contaminate? Like how does some now, contaminating doesn't mean that you have. I'm contaminated with something just means I have it on me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like I'm holding it. A carrier doesn't, you know. How does it get you sick? Right? Having a viral load, a lot of it on you, get in you. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you can process HIV through your stomach and not get sick, right? You can be born from your mother could have HIV, and you can be born from a relationship where the father had HIV or something where they both had it and the baby doesn't have it. So like there's that, and so like how does it, right? And the scientists will say it's the radiation, right? So when there is like you know comorbidity stats like that are taken away from other causes of death and shit, and I haven't even heard of anybody getting a regular cold or regular flu. It's kind of like the coronavirus was so hungry it took them too. So maybe they all mutate with the coronavirus or something like that. Like maybe it just incorporate. Maybe saying we don't understand where it's gonna find its niche, where it's gonna hide out in the ecosystem, or symbiosis or whatever. It's just a like basically a Dyson sphere, right? Is like would be a whole like would be dealing with something like a wholeness thing, like a sun is like a sphere or a symbol for like a whole, and it's getting energy from that, right? But a virus is just a chain of proteins, right? Um, it could either convince the cell that is part of itself, or it could put the cell to sleep and more boot it back up, right? And that's why they've been putting proteins of different shit moving in. There's that software that CRISPR, that those Indian researchers. I don't want to say either Indian. Maybe they were Asian. They're just say Asian because maybe they were from somewhere else. But okay. So they found artifacts, right, that left telltale signatures of an incision where they put it, they insert it, and then they close it, and but that is an artifact. It'll just be a telltale sign, right? So like, um, I mean, it's like this is two dimensional. It's like where people can say that I know there's something out there like hunting people, and there's a virulent aspect imported from consumer driven or what's it called, consumerist, like uh, that is the virus is actually hiding out in the homes, right, where people are quarantined at. But that's where you're not getting vitamin D and building up your immune system. Where that's where the people are hanging out that don't have the information that's required for their own personal responsibility how to act based on what kind of virus it is, right? So bad information or whatever they call it, ignorance, infodemic or whatever. They see how they're emotional they are. There's fucking basically ignorance is a disease. Okay, it kills people, and a disease has to run its course, and people die because of ignorance. Okay, so you know there's a little metaphysical information on the earth for everybody, and we try to find it, or we try to demystify it right, and look at it because we hate metaphysical information. You know, we could be used to destroy your culture, so you have to remystify. Culture is basically whatever that you've known so far as a means to survive and live, right? But you don't just want to become like survival based, you know. It's like just not against culture, you know what I mean? Like you can not subscribe to nationalism but not go against the nation. Kind of there's paradoxical things like that. So I'm on. There's like a paradoxical level after where I was going with that, and it's not the one. I just used another one. Just you know, because you kind of get it's kind of like calibrating myself with these words. I'm not gonna get right quite right, or it's not gonna be quite right because I'm using words.